Hello, wrestling fans and promo wrestling fans of the E-Fed universe. My name is Darken Graves, and you just stepped right back through the cemetery gates. I got a very special guest tonight. It's been a while since I've done this. It's been a few months, actually. And before we get into business, before I get serious as a heart attack, I'm going to be serious as a heart attack. It's not hard for me to admit when I do something wrong. I'm a pretty hard-headed guy. But the reason why I've been on such a long hiatus is because the last time I was on here, I not only embarrassed myself, I embarrassed a very close friend of mine. I'm not going to say his name, y'all. If you saw the broadcast, you know who it is. I came on here inebriated to be an understatement. I was fucked up. 666 sheets to the fucking wind. To the point where he had to leave the broadcast. Haven't done a podcast since until tonight. Something about that podcast, something about the way I acted. You know, it's hard for a man of my age and a man of my testosterone level, I guess you could say, to admit when he's wrong and admit that he fucked up, but I did. And I apologize to said guest that day. And we're just as thick as thieves as we've ever been. But that podcast haunted me. For some reason, it haunted me. And I owe that man. I'll say thank you. Once again, he's probably sick of hearing me say this. Thank you. You know who you are. I don't mean to be killjoy, but I just wanted to say thank you to this surprise person. Because as of today, I am 2 weeks and 2 days clean of alcohol. Not a drop of alcohol is in my system in 2 weeks and 2 days. So now I can get back to doing what I love best. That's entertaining the masses, entertaining all of you, having you worship at my feet like you should, and having some of the greatest guests of all time on this show, because, ladies and gentlemen, promo wrestling has indeed returned. And I'll tell you who else has returned. Returning to the podcast. Let's give it up for HOBO Joe.
Right.
Of course, sweet ass time. There he is.
My dad eat my fucking pepperoni again.
Joe. Joey.
I can't hear you.
Should have lots of century in the store.
Can't hear me.
Pepperoni today so far. Now what?
I can't hear you.
It's gonna have never pocket. I hope he realizes that.
Can't hear me.
He's stealing my pepperoni and he doesn't give a fuck. Little does he know he's taking money from the little girl now, eating her pepperoni.
Of course. What would a Darken Graves podcast be without?
That would have sucked. I was in grade 7.
Thanks.
No problem.
See you later, buddy.
All right.
Here.
You hear me now?
Can't believe it.
Can you hear me now?
I can't hear you.
Here, J-Rock. Need some hydro beer.
You can't hear me now?
I couldn't hear the whole introduction either.
Tables, 10 lights, 39 pots, and 39 dope clones. BC Buds, train number 17.
Well, son of a bitch.
That's a pile of shit. You know what I'm saying? How much dope is he motherfuckers growing?
Check. The mic's working fine on my end.
Still can't.
Got a comment?
Well, what do you say, Bowles? Go back to my place.
Hey, Facebook user, whoever you are, tell me, can you hear me right now? Darken Graves. Can you hear me?
Yep. Nobody can hear you.
Nobody can?
You guys got any Jimmy hats? Man, that's right. Thanks, man, for the hookup tonight. That's dope.
All right, let's try this.
In the place, man. Hey.
What about now?
No.
Now?
No, I didn't hear it. I don't know. I mean, but even if he did do something, I think technically
did something to
What
you,
now?
and you didn't do it back. Like you didn't really do anything.
Amy, can you hear me? Can you hear me, Joe? Amy, can you hear me? Oh, okay. Try this. Let's try this. How about now? Can you hear me now? Okay, we're gonna let Joe. Yeah, here there's no sound from you. Apparently, Joe's not getting the sound, and Amy, you said you're getting it. Oh, that sucks. I know he had a lot. Me and him both had a lot to talk about here. Just hang with us, people, because we have a lot to say. Yo.
Now I can hear you.
All right. Yes. I thought that was gonna be a highway from hell or a highway through hell.
I didn't hear the whole introduction, none of that, man. I was like, dude, I see his lips flapping, but I don't have it.
I gave you a good introduction, brother.
All right, well, I'll have to rewatch it to find out.
Can I join? I don't know who you are. For right now, me and Hobo's just going to talk for a minute. Hey, Brooke, what's going on? Hello to my sweetheart, Amy. And now, Hobo Joe has walked through the cemetery gates. Dig that background. How you like that background, brother?
Oh, that background's sexy, man. I mean, you got everybody. Let's see here.
Who's your favorite? Who's your favorite off the top row? You got Bundy, Son of Sam, Dahmer, and Ramirez.
Well, see, I like all of them for their own different reasons. Jeffrey Dahmer is number one, and then number two is the Night Stalker. Night Stalker was just nuts in general. Actually, there was random people. If you watch American Horror Story, I think it was. Yeah, they actually did a serial killer where he came back to life and he gave somebody demonic powers. Really, really dope.
Yeah, they did one based on John Wayne Gacy too.
Yep.
I remember. Yeah, he was. Death always came with the territory. See you in Disneyland.
That's right.
Amy, I'll get you on toward the end of the show. Right now, we're going to talk about EFED wrestling and how it's changed. And boy, has it changed. Would you agree, Joe?
Oh man, I've been doing it for 7-8 years, and I've seen EFEDs change dramatically every year that I've been a part of it.
I mainly wanted to. I mainly want to just to prove to the people how much it does change and how fast it changes. I want to go no farther back than 2 years ago. How much has it changed from 2 years to right now?
Oh man, it's became more how would you say family oriented.
Depends on what Fed you're in. Yeah.
Like it's hard to be that dirty, obnoxious hobo, because a lot of people are like, all right, man, this dude's going to be ignorant. Well, of course he's going to be ignorant. He's a hobo. Well, I can't go into certain places because the things I say is not allowed. But 2 years ago, if you would have asked about me, I held championships in this Fed, and that Fed, and that Fed because I was real, I was raw. Nowadays, I can't even get my foot through the door.
Well, yeah, I knew that was going to happen. You somehow made your way through the cemetery gates, though.
Man, I made it through the suicide forest. I made it through the Turkish prison, and now the cemetery gates.
I also have made it through the suicide forest, and I'm ready to go back. Man, this just couldn't.
I'm about to say, this is a great start to a podcast, ain't it?
Only with dark. It only happens Darken Graves, man. Only me. But I guess maybe testes 1 2. Can everybody hear him? Testes.
Testes.
Testes 1 2. All right, but yeah, I'd love to go back to the suicide forest. Had a lot of fun with Triple M and PWA, but we'll get back to all that. Let's go back to 2 years ago. Where were you at 2 years ago? I know you like competing multiple feds.
2 years ago, I would say I was part of IW.
As was I.
I was in Delta for a while. I was a deathmatch champion for the longest time, world heavyweight champion. Then I moved up to Omega, became Omega tag champs with Jonathan Davis. Then I went to Alpha for a little bit and faced the likes of Legion, which was my favorite match of all times. When I fought Legion, even though he squashed me like a bug.
That had to be about 3 years ago then, because 2 years ago I was an Alpha. But
Maybe
fuck it. Let's say 3 years back. Let's say 3 years back then.
Yeah, I was definitely an IW guy.
Same here. Were you exclusive?
For a little bit I was.
See, that kind of astounds me. Knowing you like the way I know you, you're kind of a rebel, kind of, take no shit, don't want nobody. You're kind of your own boss. Is what I'm trying to say. It's kind of weird for me to know that you were actually exclusive at one time.
Yeah, that's actually that actually helped me a lot being exclusive. I ain't even gonna lie, it did.
How did it help you?
I didn't have to worry about promoing here and promoting there and promoting this place. I only had one certain place that I had to go to every single time.
I see. What about a year after that is when I came in, and I remember you. You hit. Correct me if I'm wrong. You left IW, but you came back for a cup of coffee.
Yeah, I came back for a cup of coffee. I forgot why I came back, but I came back for a little bit, and then me and Jones had a major falling out for like 2 years. Said some things I shouldn't have. I was a little ignorant, but I mean that's a hobo for you. Hobo's supposed to be.
Wait. This is an exclusive right here. You mean to tell me you, Joey DeWitt, Hobo Joe, said something you shouldn't have said?
Of course.
I was hoping to get more of a laugh out of you than that.
Well, I ain't drinking tonight. You catch that other podcast, I had a lot to say.
And I'm not drinking either. So what is the Cemetery Gates going to be without Darken Graves drinking?
I
I
guess
don't know, man.
I guess we'll find out within the next hour. Uh, so you come back for the cup of coffee. You have a falling out with Jones. How is your relationship with David these days?
Well, actually, I just reached out to him. I would say about a month ago, I reached out to him,
Really?
and I asked if there is a possibility that I could become part of IW again,
Oh wow.
and he allowed it.
So tell me about that. How did that go? I never heard of.
Well,
I didn't hear about that.
nobody did. This was kind of a behind closed doors thing. I didn't want a lot of people to know about.
This was after
But
I had left, right?
well, yeah, this is actually current. This is actually going on now.
Oh, got you.
Yeah,
Exclusive.
shout out IW Riots.
You're on Riots, the brand that I helped build, and then was buried by Matthew Munn's. Other different story. Uh, how are you liking Riots?
So far, not too bad. There's a lot of formidable names in there.
You mean like the corruption killer? Let me tell you something, Joey DeWitt, you hobo, you decro, you piece of horse hockey. I am the corruption killer, and I am very, very determined.
Hey, you gotta make sure you get that finger pointing going on too.
Yeah. Because this corruption killer. Yeah.
Dude, I make fun of him, man, but he's one of my favorites, man.
He is. I don't like to call it making fun of him. I like to call it shouting out to him. When I was Delta World Heavyweight Champion, I had the choice of whoever I wanted to drop the belt to because I was moving to Alpha. And of all the people I could have dropped the belt to, everybody was astonished. I said it didn't take me but a half a second. I said I want to drop it to Corruption Killer. He deserves it.
Oh yeah, man, corruption killer, man. He's a good dude. I like him.
Yeah. So now it's funny now that you're in Riots. And we're talking about EFEDs and promo wrestling 3 years ago as to today. What would you say is different about IW since you're in Riots? What would you say is different about IW 3 years ago and IW now?
Well, be honest with you, I think of Riots as like the Delta. You know what I mean? Delta
Right.
was basically like the NXT,
The developmental.
and that's basically what Riots is. Riots is for certain people who are trying to find their character and trying to develop it as they go. Like for me, I'm not that dirty, obnoxious hobo. I'm trying something different for once after 7 years.
Are you
And
helping? Are you helping a lot of the upstart talents?
they better pick up their game. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
Between me, Brody, he's there. I like me some Mr. Danger, Thelonious D, whatever he goes by.
Me and Mr. I'll tell you about me and Mr. Dangerous match in ACW in a little bit. But
And between me and him, there's a couple other guys. Casey Campbell, I like him. Riots has their handful, and there's a lot of people in there that need to develop more in their style.
yeah. And correct me if I'm wrong, they just lost a lot of good people. Like my boss, one of my bosses. I'm in two feds. I'm in PWA. I'm in NEW. My boss, Rob Roman, the anarchist. Rob Roman. He's quite the talent there. He runs NEW. That's the call fed, creator wrestle fed I'm in.
Do they allow African American calls?
let let me tell you this. So I'm gonna get off topic for a minute. I'm gonna tell you the story about that. That was not Matthew, the comedian that said that. What was his
Brian.
yeah, Brian Aldridge, all day Brian Aldridge, who I like Brian Aldridge. I thought that was a very disrespectful thing for him to say because I know what he was talking about. What happened there was in NEW, they have a live chat. Every Monday we have NEW Revolution, and we watch the show. And there's a live chat on YouTube. Well, Dan Ness, I believe David Jones. Now, somebody correct me if I'm wrong on this. I'm pretty sure I'm not. Thomas Austin and Tyler Throne crashed the live chat and was just dogging the shit out of our product the whole time. That was right before I had joined. And right after that, Thomas Austin showed a picture of himself with a shirt that said NEW that said, "You know what era wrestling." And that's where Brian Aldridge got that from, and that's why he made that comment.
See, I've never knew the backstory. I just always thought it was funny every time he made that comment.
Yeah. I take
Leave it
that.
to Thomas Austin.
David may not have been there, but Thomas was, and Thomas was heckling him. And when I saw the picture of Thomas wearing the shirt, and I was so disappointed because Thomas is such a good friend of mine, and Thomas is somewhat a mentor to me. And I was like, come on. I was hoping it was a fake picture because I was like, come on, man. You're better than this.
Well, he just went viral for eating wasp.
Yeah, if I would have known you could do that, I would have fucking cooked a whole beehive and fucking ate it for Thanksgiving dinner.
Oh, man.
But anyway, back to what we was talking about. For me, I'll tell you for me, and tell me if I'm wrong. When I was there was around the time when all the shenanigans were going on. I can't believe I just used that old man word, shenanigans. But
Shenanigans.
that's whenever Dan and Phil and Zodovich went and jumped ship. Do you remember when that happened? And they tried to start their Unite Wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was so much stuff going on like that, and it finally got settled down, and we were all able to have a good time. You know, Dave had that great promo where he was, fuck you, Dan, fuck you, Huck, behind his desk. I know you've seen it.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Really rallied us all and got us all pumped up because we were all depressed. We were very upset because we all felt betrayed, and then IW kind of got back to normal a little bit, and then just when you think it's about to get back to normal, I get a phone call from David, and it says, "Hey, have you been to the XWE page?" I said, "No, I'm not a member of XWE. I don't like XWE." He said, "Well, you are now because I own it." This was like at 12:30 at night. I was like, "You and who else?" He's like, "Dan Nass." Dan, how'd this happen?
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah, I don't either.
I got upset about that one.
I thought it was unnecessary.
I still disagree with some of the things that did happen during that.
I'm sure you probably knew Brian a lot. You probably knew Brian pretty well, right?
Yes, I did. He actually, when I was part of Strike Force, Cybel's Fed, he came in and helped me win a 5-man tag match. Out of the blue, he came in.
So I never got to meet the guy. I think it was unnecessary. I think it was very unnecessary to remove his profile, but that's a whole nother show there. But what I'm trying to get at is, when I was in IW, every time it seemed it would calm down, something would change, and even when it came to the logos, when the logos changed, something as small as that, I was like, something's a little bit weird, something's going on, and I kind of felt myself getting pushed out of that famous inner circle. But that was IW for me in a nutshell. But you were a part of the original PWA, correct?
Yes, I was.
You
I
got to
fought
get
the likes. I fought the likes of Justin Klein, Mikey P, Sean Jackson, Jeremiah Woods. List goes on.
yeah, all great guys right there. Especially Sean Jackson, man. I love Sean Jackson.
Justin Klein, man, everybody knows how I feel about him.
No, I don't know. How do you feel about Justin Klein?
Well, just put it to you like this. He could take it as he will, but I've told him in person before. If I ever see him in real life, I'm smacking him with a brick.
Oh, wow. I thought she was about to tell me he's the greatest promo artist you ever heard.
I'm not, don't get me wrong. He is a great promo artist. But between me and him, when I first started back in CPW days, he was my first match and my first loss.
Wow.
And from that point on, he always thought that he was better than me. And every time that we met, he always won. Because he always had the upper class versus the lower class. But he'd always take it that step further.
Right.
He wouldn't just attack your character. He would go as far as getting really personal with you.
Right.
And I'm not the type of person you get personal with. I'm from the hills of West Virginia. We do things different up here.
Yeah, I would say West Virginia is a state in and of its own.
That's an understatement.
Y'all still have dirt roads and stuff.
Fuck yeah, man. Wait, they actually just made it legal for us to actually have insurance on an ATV and have blinkers and everything else, and we can get it inspected, and it's a legal car here.
Wow. My very first EFED victory, this is almost 4 years ago now, was against a guy from West Virginia named Tag Ginnivan, went by the Rebel.
He lives in Paw Paw, West Virginia.
Yes. Went to
Yep,
went to Paw Paw High School. I used to pick on him about that. Yeah. Him and Billy he's a referee now. I forget his name, but Billy something. Whoa.
Oh no. I'm drawing a blank.
And Lee Jewell, the Bear. His promos consisted of Indian stories. I'm sorry, Native American stories. Well, there goes we're about to be kicked off.
You gotta be politically correct these days, man.
So let's talk about, you had all those stars in PWA back then. Let's talk about PWA right now. What's going on? You and I are both a part of PWA right now. I like to, in my own humble way of saying, I'd like to think I'm one of the main attractions there in the storyline I got going on with Dylan Mays. Dylan Mays, and that's in character. Of course, I love Dylan. If it wasn't for Dylan, whenever I left IW, Dylan left maybe a few days after me, and we were both really depressed. Not depressed because we wanted to be back in IW, but depressed because we had been there so long. And you know how it is, Joey. When you have a routine and it's something that you're used to, and you get used to it, and it's either taken away from you or you leave it, and it's no longer there, and you have like a void,
Right.
And so me and Dylan we kind of helped each other out with that, and so yeah, man, it's I love PWA right now. I think PWA. I think Anthony Epperson hit the nail on the head by when he called us the number one eFed out there right now.
See, I don't call him Anthony Epperson. He's always gonna be forever Bologna to me.
Tony Baloney, Dante DeAngelis.
He's
Yeah,
always gonna be Mr. Baloney to me.
yeah, he's a great guy. He's my brother.
I like to meet a bunch of you guys that I've met in eFeds. I'd like to meet you. I'd like to meet
Definitely.
Tony. I would like to meet Travis. Travis Rollins. I'd like
What's
to
his
meet him.
What's his ring name?
I don't know his ring name, but I'm pretty sure he's part of the Brotherhood with Thomas. He's friends with me on Facebook. I would like to meet him. I'd love to meet Thomas Austin. I would love to drink a beer and fuck with Thomas Austin.
You better come pick me up first,
Oh, fuck yeah.
because I want to meet Thomas Austin too. I've only met two people from eFed. I met Zoda Bitch, and I met
Hi,
David
bro.
Jones. I met David Jones. Hi, Brooke. And but yeah, the PWA, you got Bizarro, who I love. I love Bizarro, man. Brian, he's an awesome guy.
Bizarro was part of CPW when I started.
Yeah, he's been around the game for a while. Love Wild Man Wally.
See, I don't know much about him.
I do now. after the wild unholy cage of death, he's a straight up guy. Looks like the big boss man to me.
That's what he resembles to me.
Yeah, and you got Lenore Lynn, you've got Lane Kelly, who Lane Kelly's on fire right now. I couldn't be more proud of my hill brother.
He's still scared to fuck me. And I know Lenore wants a piece of me too. She can come get too.
Did you hear that, Lenore? I don't think she heard you. What about this new guy coming in, this dark character with the top hat?
Look, I got an issue with dark characters. I do.
Let me say this real
I
quick.
don't know.
I don't consider myself a dark character because I consider myself versatile. Because if you haven't noticed, I put the face paint on every once in a while now. But most dark characters are, I'm going to send you to hell. You're coming with me to hell. We're going to burn together. You know, I like to think that I actually have a vocabulary that I'm fluent, that I can speak. And I think that takes me out of the realm of dark characters. Would you consider me a dark character?
Yes.
Would you consider me one of the better dark characters than most of them?
Better dark characters, yes, because you know what you are as a character.
Right.
Like this new guy in PWA, I like him from his persona to his intro to everything about this dude just screams mysterious. And I love that.
I like it until he starts talking.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Oh, look at this.
You don't mind to face me? I'm telling you, I'll get all in your feels. Like, you better pack a lunch.
You can't call her the B word and you can't call her the C word, though.
Oh, no, see, I believe
I know it's going to be tough for you.
no, me and her have already discussed this. I believe in equal rights. Like
Right.
I don't throw out the bullshit that other guys do. Like, hey, go in the kitchen and make me a sandwich and all the other womenizing, sexist things that guys can say. I when we do this, I treat them as an equal. They are my competitor.
Same with me. I'm like, hey, if you want to tie me up to the bed, that's fine. I dig a woman tying me up. I like a woman in control. Equal rights.
Well,
I like
that's a different ball game for me, man. I got to be the one in control of that one. Just saying.
So, without mentioning any specific e-feds, what would you say is the biggest difference between e-feds 3 years ago and today? Would you say, for me, I would say people get a lot more butthurt these days.
It is, and that's the problem. People get a lot more butthurt about things other people say. A lot of times you got to realize when you do this, I don't know you as a person unless you come to my private messages and talk to me. I don't know you as a person. I don't know your family. I don't know nothing about you. But when we're in that, what did you call it, format, whatever I say, you can't hold against me because I don't know you personally.
Correct.
And that's where a lot of people get me all fucked up. Is because Hobo is supposed to be dirty, ignorant, arrogant. He's supposed to be full of himself. He's supposed to be just real and raw every single time. And when I get real and raw, people don't like it. And I'm sorry about your luck, but that's how I am.
All right. And if they don't, if they don't like it, usually you'll see yourself on eFed Central,
Yeah, most of the time, majority of the time.
which is a page that I read not for information, but for shits and giggles and entertainment because it makes me laugh.
Yeah, because some of the things people post up there is, especially if you get personal with it. Some people you shouldn't take it to eFed Central. You shouldn't take it to ENN World News. You shouldn't do it to all that.
I actually, I'm not a member of EWN World News. I left because I just left IW, and I was just getting shit on left and right in EWN, and it had nothing to do with Grant. Grant's a great guy. I love Grant Miller.
I just faced him. Royal Court Wrestling. Check it out.
Nice plug. And also check out KJ Pets versus Dylan Belchface.
Yes.
And I'm not going to give away too much, but let's just say that a certain unholy person that we all know and love, but mostly hate, is going to make his first ever appearance in Royal Court Wrestling. Not in a match, and that's all I'm going to say, because the person who's handling all this would kill me if I did it. So let's go ahead and change that subject.
Look, I'm just going to say I'm going to plug it because I plug it every time I get on one of these. Royal Court Wrestling. If you think that you can handle the fuck your feelings environment that Royal Court has, step on into the environment and watch this. I had the match of my life facing the CEO, Frank Paul. And I will tell you what, that was a barn burner.
Wow. Like I said, I'm a member of the page. I don't compete there. Nothing against anyone who competes there, including you. It's just, some e-feds are for some people. Royal Court's just not the place for me. But I enjoy watching some of the matches. It stood the test of time.
A lot of people thought Royal Court was going to fail.
Including me. I'll admit that. Somehow everyone voted to have it at the murder ride for it to be placed. Oh, she's talking about the she's
the Rumble match.
Yeah, the amusement park.
Yeah, she's number 1 and I'm number 3.
But back to RCW, that would be a place where we're gonna have a guest here in a minute to join us, and that is going to be a competitor over in New Era Wrestling along with myself. And she goes by the name Demon Queen. Her name is Amy Graves. No relation. Not really. Now, I will say that she is someone that I would definitely never allow to compete in Royal Court. That just,
Well,
my
I know
nerves, my
different.
my nerves would be on edge because I know they would just feed her to the wolves in Royal Court Wrestling.
Different strokes feed different folks. That's how it goes. I don't know.
Different folks have stroked me differently.
Well, I mean, it depends on what kind of hooker you pay.
No, I don't. I'm not like Matthew Frost. I don't pay for my sex.
Or you could be like the ShamWow guy. You heard what he did.
Hi, Billy Mays here. Is that what you're talking about?
No. The ShamWow guy. He went to jail at one point in time because he went and paid a hooker for some sex. Didn't agree with it. Pulled her out of the car and beat her with a baseball bat.
I wonder if he wiped off the DNA with the ShamWow.
Probably.
I wonder if he wiped it off and it didn't work, and he was like, "Damn, they lied to me. I've been selling this shit for 5 years."
Oh man.
I'm trying to get her. She's gonna. You mind if my better half joins us for a few minutes? I think she wants to meet you.
Oh no, that's fine.
Okay, she should be popping up here in just a few. So yeah, the butthurt thing is a lot that's changed. What about the thing? What about the differences between OOC and IC? Do you think that you see a lot more people putting OOC when they're really not meaning OOC when they're being in character?
I do.
'Cause-
I do, because sometimes you can see when somebody's really being ignorant and when they're not being ignorant. And even when they go all out of character, I'm a firm believer on you can sense what somebody's saying and feeling through their words. And even
Right.
if they're typing it, you could still hear them being either sarcastic, being ignorant, or being assholes.
Right. I think that 2 or 3 years ago, OOC and IC is the one thing that we all had as performers that let us know if you're for sure being for real or if you're for sure in character. And now it's almost like you don't know what to believe when someone puts. I mean, would you agree?
That's about right.
Especially in IW, they do that a lot in IW now.
When I tell people that I go OCC, I expect you to like hit my DMs and be like, "Look, man, why are you doing this?" But if I'm talking to you on a page, unless I mention the fact either DM me or OCC, I'm
Right.
all in character. I'm being a dick all the time.
Same with me, dude. And I'm glad you brought up DMs. That's another thing. Now you're seeing more and more people that want to be in character in DMs, and that's almost like an unwritten rule in promo wrestling. You're not supposed to be in character in private messenger.
Because private messaging is for said that.
Yeah.
It's for out of character communication. Say
Right.
you're running a storyline,
Exactly.
you talk to the person in the DM about the storyline. Don't go all in character and start talking shit, because then all of a sudden they're just thinking you're talking shit about them.
And all Darkens people today, fucking men, Joey. Joining us right now, she is the former APW Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion of this world and the next, and former one half of the IW Riots Tag Team Champions, my better half, the Demon Queen. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Amy Graves. Hey,
Hi.
sweetheart.
Hi.
Hi, a female. Break up
Meet,
this sausage fest.
meet Hobo Joe, a very good friend of mine.
Howdy.
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 He said howdy, baby.
I know, and I said it again.
So let me ask you, sweetheart, how has you've been in the game for about a year now?
Yes.
By the way, Joe, she in her first month in doing EFED, she knocked off Allison Black for the APW Intercontinental title.
All right. Well, that is cool and all, but Allison has a track record that's really not braggable.
Let's don't yeah.
Yeah, it's not really braggable. You know what I mean?
It's not for this show.
I would like if you like that. I would like to see you take on the Dragon Queen. I would like to see you take on Lady Danon. I don't even know if this lady still does EFED, but Alicia White, Nick White's wife, she's pretty badass too.
She wouldn't do it though. They hate me, and they hate anything to do with me.
Well, maybe it's because you need a haircut.
I know I am a little bit of shit, a little shaggy.
But you have hair.
I don't think Peggy Hill's gonna want to step in the ring with anyone that has to do with me.
Why?
Because that's Nick Maglio's wife. You know how me and Nick feel about each other, but we're not here to talk about that. Let me ask you something, sweetheart. You've been in the game for about a year. How has the game changed in your eyes? How has it gotten different, either better or worse? Or what's your opinion on this?
I don't know.
Great answer.
I know, right?
None of us know. None of us know.
None of us?
None of us. It's a fucked up hobby. You have to be crazy or never heard of it before or just plain stupid to want to do this stuff.
Well, your opponent's a cute little monster.
What?
Your opponent's a cute little monster.
This is what happens when you're currently staying in a playhouse for a 5-year-old girl. You can find all kinds of fun shit.
Who's my opponent?
The one next to you.
Ted Bundy?
She's talking about me, silly. Don't be so goofy, man.
I didn't get the cute little monster deal.
His hat.
Look, that's just Hobo Joe to me. Hobo Joe can be a monster.
Yes, very much so.
I think we all can.
Holy shit, it's got a stuffed rubble.
Speaking of monsters,
Fucking Paw Patrol.
send him after Gordy Kenyon.
Look. You heard what I told that motherfucker.
Yeah, by the way, thank you to you and to DJB and to myself. Yeah, I don't think we'll be seeing him around these parts. You kind ain't welcome around here, Gordy. Go back to your chickswithdick.com website. That is true, by the way. You're not looking it up,
No.
are you? I hear you typing.
No.
I'm not typing. I'm talking to my brother. I was talking
How-
to the Powerbomb King.
I was talking to Hobo Joe.
No,
Oh.
I mean, I got
But-
like girls like hitting up my DMs, man. You know how it is.
Hobo Joe knows Powerbomb. You know the Powerbomb King, huh?
Still hasn't faced me because he's scared to.
Put him on for a second. Put him on for a second, babe.
Okay. He's in the
Tell him-
hallway right now.
Tell him somebody wants. Tell him Hobo Joe wants to talk to him. Call him out, Hobo. Whenever he gets on, call him
Fuck
out.
you. What's it? Hobo.
What's up, brother?
Hey man,
gotta-
when you gonna take me on 1-on-1?
No.
No.
Because I might beat your ass.
Oh,
You better peck a lunch.
Hobo Joe gonna get power bombed.
He just walked away.
Oh yeah, show him the back.
Oh, lot of. There we go. Oh, he got a bad view, Joe.
Are you gonna put a condom on it at least, or spit on it? I like foreign objects.
His bat is very hungry. His bat is very hungry to get ahead. And he might take your head to Powerbomb Valley so he can put it on his mental and watch you burn in the fiery flames of hell.
I think I'd pop half
So
a
like
chub.
you get a condom, sign your name on it, and I'll send you to Powerbomb Valley so I won't waste any goddamn energy.
Powerbomb King, right?
So what happens to the condom?
Oh, hold on a minute. Powerbomb King, right? That's how you want to dress?
Is that a problem?
Hold on a minute. Listen here. I hope you understand exactly who you're talking to because I'm the man, the myth, legend, the one, the only Hobo Joe. And if you come anywhere close to me with that baseball bat, I'll take that baseball bat and ram it so far up your ass, I will hit a home run every single time I swing that motherfucker.
Then I got 2 words for you. Power bomb. To your ass.
Now you're threatening me with sex. I like that.
Like I said, you want to ram it up my ass?
You real
I
quick.
see you try. This interview is over.
Where's the TV XXX button? We just went TV MA squared.
Oh, well, I guess he didn't like the
You heard all
introduction to
that?
Hobo.
Well, Joe, this is a good example of how e-feds have changed over the past 2 years. 2 years ago,
It's
you
okay.
have
We got
people
one more.
fucking.
It's okay.
You didn't have people fucking each
We got
other with
one
baseball
more.
bats two
We
years
got one
ago.
more. This is Gerald Callahan.
No. Emil.
Wait, are they
What's your
twins?
name? Tell me your name.
They're brothers.
Brothers.
Twin brother.
You never heard of Gerald Callahan?
Actually, yes. Yes, I have.
Well, what's your
This
wrestling
is-
name?
This is Hammer's brothers. Hobo?
What,
No.
Morrison?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, no shit.
No.
Come on, man. Let me hear it.
I'm not Gerald Callahan.
What's your name? Just say your name.
It's Emil.
I was about to say,
Samil. He's
What?
Samil.
I was about to say, you know who I am, right?
Who's that?
I was about to say, you've seen my face before.
Do you know Hobo Joe Jesse?
Is this the boy band?
This is the boy band.
One Direction?
I want it that way.
Have I gone gay?
I don't know, man. You want to experiment?
You need to
Oh, fuck.
you need to ask your psychiatrist about that one.
This interview's over.
Have a sip.
I've made 2 of them stop interviewing. Wow. I'm an odd individual, I guess.
Basically,
Just
my
too-
character, I'm not in evetting yet, but my character is gonna be like the Fiend.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope. Another dark character. That's dope.
I'm gonna be getting the Fiend mask, the Fiend gloves. Basically, my character is gonna be attacking people. I'm going to be playing mind games. Basically, I'm just gonna be just like the Fiend.
Can I suggest something to you?
Go for it.
All right, instead of getting like the whole fiend up for the mask, because honestly,
Oh, no, I'm gonna be wearing a hood.
so it's going to be like the mask and a hood.
I'm gonna be wearing a leather jacket with a hood.
Okay.
I'm gonna be wearing a leather jacket with a hood, with gloves, and I'm gonna be wearing a hood. I'm not just gonna be wearing just the mask.
Okay, so you're going to have some.
I'm not even gonna look like
difference.
Bray Wyatt.
Okay, I hear you're playing GTA in the background. That's a dope ass game.
Yep.
I lost damn lighter. Hold on a minute.
I was always a fan of Arden White as well. You gotta bring back Arden White every now and then.
Yeah.
I like Darken
He was the weakest.
Who just burped? Is Dylan Belcher on the line?
No.
It was Bella. Okay, we got one more. We got one more.
We got one more.
This is Bella.
Oh, puppy dog.
Okay, this isn't the Disney Channel.
It's a
Come
puppy
on,
dog.
she's cute.
She is cute.
See, he agrees. What?
But I'm an animal
No.
lover. You throw any animal in front of me, I like melt.
See? Matthew,
Hey,
why can't you be like that with Bella?
hey. I don't know who this Matthew person is to speak of, but
Matthew Wesley Smith.
Oh no, she didn't.
we're gonna have to have a talk when we get off the air.
Am I gonna get punished?
We're gonna have a talk when we get off the air.
Am I in trouble?
Anyway, so Hobo,
Am I in trouble?
That's right.
Hobos
Headline
love
shit.
animals.
what about Outcast Elite Wrestling? What do you think about Outcast?
So far, I'm digging some of the talent. Some of the talents in there are old school, like David Barron. Grant, I saw he was in there.
He was late. He's gonna lose his match, but he promoted anyway.
Other than that, some of the on Zero. I know he was on that podcast the other night. I
Angel
still want
Zero.
a piece of his ass.
He was on. I had Nathan on a podcast with me too. It was a very good one.
Oh no, I'm not talking Nathan. I'm talking about the other guy.
Oh, Zero. Yeah, Zero. See, I'm thinking of Angel Zero. And by the way, promo wrestling fans, if you want to see any of my other podcasts or any of my other promos or anything, go to YouTube. Type in just the name Darken Graves. It'll come up. The name is copyrighted, so nobody else has that name in this universe. And check out some of my podcasts. They're including this one, which will be on that channel as soon as we get through with it. So, but no, yeah, and you missed one name, Outcast Elite Wrestling. You missed Johnny Christ.
The weak member of the House of Wolves.
Oh, that's my opponent next week.
Oh, he's the weak one. See, little does people know, during the EFED World Cup, me and the CEO, Frank Paul, beat the House of Wolves, Zach Monstar, and the Alpha Wolf himself.
Wow. Well, tell me this then, Hobo. You know me. You've seen many of my promos. You know my style. What chances do I have of beating Johnny Christ next week?
I'm gonna put it to you like this, 50-50. It could go either or. What feds
Okay.
are you in, there, girly?
NEW?
Is that the only one?
Hmm?
All right. Well, then I have to go to NEW then.
Yes, you do.
Because
NEW.
everybody's got to have the taste of the hobo before I finally give it up.
Oh,
And yes,
you've been saying that and saying that and
Look.
saying that. I know it's hard
I
though,
had a
ain't it?
match with Thomas Austin
It's hard though, ain't it?
in Royal Court to finally get rid of the hobo. But everybody's like, when you bringing him back? When is he coming back? It's like everybody loved to hate him, but hate to love him because he was just that real and raw every single time. If I wasn't smoking a blunt in a promo, I was drunk. If I wasn't drunk, I was on something else. People don't want Hobo to come back. If Hobo comes back, that means my kind of sober lifestyle that I'm living now would definitely be obsolete. And I don't want that.
I think my sober lifestyle that I've been living here has actually improved my promo, and KJ told me as much too.
KJ is the golden girl of EFEDs. He is the Betty White.
I saw where you posted that.
KJ the man, though. You know KJ. I know you'll be watching eventually. You the man.
He's the Larry Zbyszko of promo wrestling, and I mean that in the best way possible. It's a compliment.
Yeah, but Larry had more hair.
Yeah, up here.
I mean, don't get me wrong. KJ's beard is beautiful, though. I mean, it's beautiful.
I always tell KJ he's the most handsome terrorist I've ever seen in my life. So how are we doing on time, Joe? I know you're a working man. You got your working man's PhD, as Aaron Tippin would say.
Well, it's about 11:30 now. I'll probably give it another, probably about 15 minutes.
15 minutes. Well, that's perfect because we're going to introduce a new segment into the show here. If you got anything you want to plug, Joe, while I'm setting this up here.
RCW.
Tell us about some of the talent in RCW. I mean, I know about the usual suspects like Devil's Executioner, Necro, and Frank Paul, and the Cause.
The Cause is there. Devil's Executioner, William Crow.
Who's some up and comers?
Up and comers. We won't get into that. There's still some people that need to, hone their craft some.
If you could pick one guy from RCW that you would say is going to be the next big star, who would you pick?
Well, he's already a star. But if he keeps going the way he does in RCW, he's going to be even bigger, and that's Jack Arson.
Well, I don't know how he can get any bigger of a star.
Well, Jack Arson, Thomas Austin there for a little bit. Grant's there.
Don't forget, Steven Summit, Johnny Rockstar's back on video.
Well, yeah, man, RCW is where he first did his first video promo in a couple years. I don't care what anybody says. They saw it in XWE too. But Royal Court is where he did it first.
Dude, I'm not going to lie. That's little bro. In fact, I call him little bro. He calls me big bro. I'm not going to lie. When I watched that and saw that, I got a few tears in my eyes, dude. No lie.
I did too. I love Johnny Rockstar. He's my buddy. He's always going to be my buddy.
I know Amy's a fan of Johnny Rockstar as well.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they've had Amy and Johnny and Amy and Steven have had wars in APW.
Speaking of that, I forgot the promo against him.
How could you?
Oh, dude, I just hurt my own feelings.
You ought to be ashamed of yourself.
He was looking forward to it, man, but I don't think he put up anything either.
Well, Branchow sells an extension.
Well, I have to talk to Danny Day about that one.
Okay, so I was trying to think of new segments instead of just the old what I used to do, where I give you a wrestler's name and you tell me the first thing that comes to mind, and it's been done. It's been done. Welcome to Darken's Board Box. So basically, here I have a box, an old cigar box, and for each week I'm going to put some rather strange and interesting items in this box. And we're just going to open it up and see. I'm going to get y'all's comments on what I got in this box here. First up, we got a, this is an actual from an old toy store, the Sting Wolfpack face paint, but it's actually autographed by Sting.
Oh, that's dope.
Well, yeah, I got that in here too, but no. Let's see, I got a Peel Crusher. Always comes in handy.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
I'm a big time player of Farkle. I love to play Farkle.
Farkle?
Yeah.
Fuck is Farkle?
That's where you roll the dice. You roll the dice. You roll the dice. If you get a 1 or a 5, you keep that, and then you keep rolling. It's kind of a jailhouse game.
Sounds like
Well, it sounds like Yahtzee on crack.
I got. I'm not gonna say what these are. Joe, you probably know what these are. And they've just been in my.
Oh yeah, I know what those are.
Yeah. I truly don't know why they're in here, but I just wanted to put some weird things in here.
If you pull out a dildo, I'm leaving.
I do not have dildo. I assure you.
You're lying.
Don't you just love the way your girlfriend tries to embarrass you on your own podcast?
That's my job. That's my job.
Ratings are going through.
Well, where's the one I bought you?
What?
Oh shit!
Totally not true.
Yo, were those Dutches? Were those Dutches?
Yes. Dutch
See,
Master.
I'm more of a white owl guy.
I smoked these.
Oh, you actually? Oh, okay. Well, I use white owl. Swister's got some dope ones too, but we won't get into all that.
And last but not least,
It's HOBO, finally.
I do have a.
I knew it.
I do have a bag that I used to keep fishing lures in.
That's not it.
And I have a mouse trap. And the reason why I have a mouse trap, I can think of a better way to end the show.
Oh, don't do it.
Since a certain better half of mine wanted to mock me, and
Just put it this way: now everybody's gonna know your middle name.
Babe, don't do it.
I'm gonna edit that out.
Oh, well, see, I know it now.
So here's to you, baby.
Oh.
Really, do it on your earlobe next time.
That's smart. I've done it on my phone before, actually. Now,
You know you can turn those into a loaded weapon. You can put a shotgun shell on the end of that and put like a pressure plate on it, and it shoots off like a shotgun.
only you would know that.
Well, I'm just saying,
Now, if you'd like to give me more personal information, sweetheart, I got a light bulb in the back.
well, I know what that shoots for.
I love you.
I love you. I love you too.
Just put it this way: one of my friends' moms had to replace all the light bulbs in the house with the plastic light bulbs for that reason.
Ditto. Ditto, brother. Ditto.
Finger.
No, I didn't break my finger. I did break my finger, but that's not why I can't grip. I can't grip because I shot up in my hand. I missed the vein and I hit a nerve.
Look, I don't know if you could see it,
Over 2 years ago.
but there's you see that blue vein right there?
Yeah.
I missed about 4 years ago and had a knot about that big on my arm. So that vein is permanently blown out. I carry blood through that vein no more.
Hey, ditto. Except mine's right here, dude. I have no feeling from like all the way down here. But anyway, enough of the drug hour. We'll baby, I'm gonna get you out of here. I'm gonna say a few words more. I'm gonna say a few more words to Hobo because he's about to have to go. But I appreciate you, sweetheart, for being on the show.
Nice to meet you. You can add me on Facebook if you feel like it.
Love having you. And he's actually a guy that I wouldn't mind you adding on Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a dope motherfucker. I ain't even
So
gonna lie.
guys, she wanted to add Ronnie James one time.
No, that is a big no. Don't ever add Ronnie James.
You gotta see some of the people she wanted to add at one time.
Ronnie James is definitely one of those names. If it pops up in your suggested friends, you hit delete.
I tell her no, baby. You just don't want me to have friends. Not like that, I don't.
Ronnie James, he's another. I'll put Ronnie James up with the Dylan Belcher of E-Feds.
Yeah, and that's what we're going to talk about after I'm going to let my girl go here. Sweetie, thank you for being a part of the show. Be waiting for the phone. I'm going to call you whenever we're off the air in about 5 minutes.
And you have a good night.
You too.
Love you, sweetie.
Love you.
Gay.
So yes, Dylan Belcher apparently has lost respect for both you and I.
You can suck my dick.
How bad did that make you cry when you heard that?
Oh man, just let me tell you, I cried like a baby.
Like I said the other night, Pearl Harbor, JFK, 9/11, and now this. I will never forget where I was the day that I heard that Dylan Belcher lost respect for me.
Yeah, just let me tell you how much respect I have for him to begin with.
You're not gonna take a shit live on air, are you?
I mean, I could.
I wouldn't care.
I know you would.
that would actually be showing him too much respect.
Yeah, not even giving the. All right, the courtesy flush is about no respect, is what I give him. He don't even get the courtesy flush.
I would assume pick my own turd up out of the toilet and smear it in his fucking face and make him eat it.
Oh, that too. I mean, that's appropriate.
When it's your own. But seriously, I guess in all, if we were gonna sum up this this podcast in just a few phrases, I would say that between 3 years ago and today, promo wrestling has changed, in my opinion, for the worse.
It has.
How about, what phrase would you use if you could describe 3 years ago to today? How would you describe promo wrestling?
Like I said earlier, basically family friendly. You can't be hardcore, you can't be extreme. You can't even drop certain words that shouldn't be dropped, even though 3, 4, 7 years ago when I started, even if you said words, nobody cared.
Well, let me ask you last question. Seeing as how RCW is still thriving, don't you think there may be room for the family friendly ACWs and the RCWs?
No. We couldn't coexist with one another. They would have it their way, and we would have it our way, and it would just be ugly in between.
ACW sucks anyway. So nobody would miss them.
They don't remember, but they won't admit that I was a former hardcore champion there.
Let me say this too. I was in because I was in the creative group in ACW after Dan left. Parker wanted, I don't even know why I'm even saying his name. You know who wanted me in there. And he asked me who I was supposed to write some matches, and he wanted me to pick somebody to write matches with me. I said, I got one person only I want to help me write matches, and that's HOBO Joe, if you will. And right around that time is the time when all it went down, where people got kicked out. And you, of all people, got kicked out, and you didn't even do anything.
I didn't.
You got kicked out for something that you had already reprimanded yourself for. You had already beat yourself up to death over it. You apologized till you were blue in the face, and just because they did all that, or did something along those lines, you got the boot the same day. And I was like, "Where's my buddy at? Where's my partner? We're supposed to." I was like, "Really? You're gonna kick HOBO Joe out, and he probably doesn't even know what's going on right now."
I didn't. I had no idea why I even got kicked out until I messaged him, and I was like, "Guys, why did you guys throw me out?" And they were like, "Well, because you did this elsewhere." All right. Well, that's elsewhere. That's not affecting my performance here. Oh, but a lot of guys are upset by what you said. Well, yeah, I picture they're going to be upset, but they got to understand the circumstances behind all that. Sure, it wasn't a good idea, but the circumstances behind that, I was terrified of my own life. Dude put $1,000 bounty on my head.
I know. I remember talking to you. I remember I could hear the tone in your voice when it was just me and you talking in private messenger.
Like, I was like, all right.
It takes a lot to scare you.
It does, man. I live in the middle of bumfuck nowhere, West Virginia, where there's all kinds of animals and shit. But a dude actually putting $1,000, and he lives in a state right beside me. It's not hard to find me if you really want to find me.
Right. It's not hard to find anybody anymore.
The fact that you actually put $1,000, look, his mother even followed me on Facebook to try to get information about me.
That's fun. What a loving, caring mother. Jeez.
And from that point on, I was just like,
I was going to say, somebody needs to call Adult Protective Services.
I was like, yeah, are you serious? You really going to take the things I said in the E-Fed seriously enough to put a real life $1,000 bounty on my head?
Craziness. And that I don't think we could sum up this podcast anymore about how E-Fed wrestling has changed, other than what we were just talking about. That sums it all up right there, doesn't it, brother?
Yeah, that's about right.
Well, Joe, I want to thank you for your time, man. I've been wanting to get on here for a while. A lot of that was my fault. I took a long break after the KJ thing. I would hope that people would think that I kind of redeemed myself. I feel like I've redeemed myself tonight. My mind is clear. I'm clear of mind, body, and soul. And
well, we'll tell you that E-Fed people are not really. I would say they don't care about redemption. They don't care about other people's well-beings.
And to me, those are the ones that just don't matter.
That brings back the whole Justin Klein thing with me. Is no matter how many times I could have been doing better in my life, he would always bring up the same shit over and over and over again. And eventually it just gets to that point to where it's just tiring. It's just like, all right, man, do you have something new? Or are you just going to keep insulting me the same way you have for all these years? And that's what E-Fed people do. They find a weakness, they find something, and they'll pinpoint it, and then that's what they'll go on. Nobody.
That's why I like to. I'm sorry, I was just going to say that's when I like to flip it on them and be like, that's all you got. That's all you ever say. That's become your way of life.
Right.
here I am telling news story after news story after news story, and here you are, yesterday's news.
Exactly.
But yeah, Joe, I'd love to have you back on one day.
No problem. Just let me know day and time, man. I'll be on.
We may even talk about doing some co-hosting or something.
I'll be down for that.
Who knows? So,
Hobo
ladies and gentlemen, the man himself, the myth, the legend, the legendary, and don't think he's going to retire, folks. Since the beginning of this podcast, he's already retired 3 times and came back. So, in my opinion, Joe ain't going nowhere, and we don't want him to go nowhere. At least I don't. Thanks, Joe.
No problem, brother.
And that was Hobo Joe. No matter what you want to think about him, some people love him, some people hate him, and I know for a fact he likes it that way. That's Hobo Joe for you. Me myself, I love the guy. I think he's a great guy. You just gotta dig down and know the guy, and separate the guy from the character. And yeah, enjoyed having him. If you would like to be a part of season 2 of the Cemetery Gates, you know how to find me. I'm very easy to find. I'm not going to give a bunch of links or anything like that. Facebook. Or fuck, call me on my cell. I don't care. 318-613-6909. Jesus, I regret that as soon as that came out of my mouth. So, unholy am I. I am the unholy killing machine, the unholy icon, and the unholiest of podcasters that you will ever know in this life or the next. Take care.